Please welcome Justin Gong, co-founder of XAG. Welcome.
Afternoon, everyone. A great pleasure to be here today, this afternoon at BEYOND Expo 2025 to share a bit of XAG's story into the future of agriculture. And my name is Justin Gong. I'm the co-founder of XAG, and I'm also a farmer. I have a farm in Yunnan to grow coffee. So today, I will take you into some of our journey to solve some of the biggest challenges today our farmers are facing worldwide. The topic is how smart agriculture supports sustainable development. Let's start with this photo. It's a satellite image taken in the north of Saudi, a little town called Al Juf. And in this satellite image, you can see little dots. It's not dots, it's farmland. About 30 years ago, the Saudi government started building their farmland in the desert. A technology coming from the United States. If we zoom in, you can see this farmland around the pies. And if we zoom further, you can see these are the wheat field. It's very, very large field. Roughly around 200 hectares, 200 acres per pie. And if you go there today, you will see, if you look up online on Google Maps, you will see these pies are only running half these days because they're running out of water. This technology is called the pivot boom spray system, designed in 30 years ago by the US scientists. And it's getting really, really popular worldwide in the past decades. But the problem with this is it consumes a lot of water. They have to pump water from 700 meters deep. So in the middle of this field is a pump station. They're pumping water 700 meters deep from the earth. But they can get oil 100 meters deep, so it's much more expensive. The water is more expensive than oil itself. And the water cannot be used directly because it's extremely salty. They have to purify the water and use this water to water the crops. About 10 years ago, they started using another technology called irrigation, right? Everyone knows this technology. It's getting popular because of the Israel company Netafilm. And this technology requires another assets in the field, which are labor. If you go there now, you can see a lot of field are turning from the round shape into the square shape. But the problem is, in order to irrigate all the fields in the desert, they have to open and close the valves in each piece of farmland every 4 hours. In the summertime, the temperature can go up to 45 degrees Celsius air temperature. And the ground temperature is like 70 degrees Celsius, extremely hot. I met several of those young people, only 18-year-old and 16-year-old Abdullah. They're running in the farmland every day just to open and close the valve. It's a very boring job, tedious, boring, and dangerous. But today, if you go to China, you will see many of those pivot irrigation fields are turning from pivot boom sprayers into the electronic valves. And these valves are powered by AI. It can detect the terrain up and down, the slopes, and also it can sense the biofilms building up inside the tubing. So it will automatically and dynamically adjust the valves open and close and the valve angle to make sure all the farmland are evenly irrigated. Distribute the fertilizers and water to every plant. Another story is in the US. This is a retired helicopter, used to be used for plant protection, spray chemicals. Each of the tank can carry 80 gallons. It's retired because a new robot is coming into the farmland. This is the drones. We designed those drones. At the beginning, was designed for the smaller farmers. And we found out it's really difficult to sell in the US because their farmland is big, very big. But today we see it's getting really popular in US. Why? Because all the farmlands are getting smaller. The big farmlands are not suitable for the market and the climate today. The farmers in the US are also facing labor shortage and the climate change. So they are turning the big helicopters or big fixed-wing aircraft into a smaller drones. And this is a drone in operation. They design their own trailers, chemical mixer, and use the drones to spray the field. It's getting really, really popular in the US, even in the middle of the US, in the big farmland. And if we compare the costs of the drones and the traditional helicopters, each takeoff carry 80 gallon. It's roughly about 350 liters or something like that. And each takeoff costs you 1,000 US dollars. Each drone can carry 80 kilograms of chemical. And a takeoff of this drone is less than 10 US dollars by electricity, pure lithium battery. So if we compare the cost, it's less than 1% of the cost. And 4 takeoffs of this drone equals to 1 takeoff of this helicopter. That's why the farmers are shifting from the traditional helicopter spray to drone spray. And these are the farmers. They're running huge farms, but now they are fancy about the smaller robots and the drones in their farms. This photo is coming from Vietnam. And we see more and more young generations returning to the farmland because now they have new tools. We all worry about the factories moving from China to Vietnam. But today, we see another trend. Because they're building a lot of factories and faster urbanizations in Vietnam, they're also short of labor. They need labor. And the production cost in Vietnam is dramatically increasing over the past 5 years. And then we see another trend, young generations seeking jobs back in the farmland. And because the facilities, especially the roads in between the farmland, are smaller than in China, so they use the motorbikes to carry the drones to the farmland. And these are the young generation, next-gen farmers. This guy, coming from China, young farmer Dai Hong, and his family farm starts from 1 acre of farmland. Now, because he's using the modern tools like the drones, like the autonomous rice transplanters and autonomous tractors, his family farm is now 100 acres. And he's getting famous, very famous in his hometown. He's so famous, last year, President Xi visited his place. And in China, we have about 4 million of those family farms in China, running the foundation of our food system. And this is not only in China, in Southeast Asia, in Latin America, in Middle East, in India, in North Africa, family farms are the foundation of modern agriculture. Not the big corporate farms, smallholder farms. So how to serve those farms? How to bridging the gap between those farmers and the city life? How to enclosure the digital gap between the farmers and our life is our priority at XAG. In the past 18 years, me and my team, we've been traveling worldwide to discover the challenges and to find the solutions. And we found the 3 biggest challenges facing by our farmers today are labor shortage. As we are facing a very fast urbanization and industrialization in developing countries, labor shortage has become #1 issue for agriculture. And the second one is climate change. It's bigger than we thought. You go to every farm, ask any farmer around the world, even in France. I was in France last month and Italy. The farmers are facing climate change. They even need to water their grapevines. And in the UK, they need irrigation for the wheat field. Before, they never need to water their farmland. In China, we're facing a lot of droughts and floods every year, more and more every year. and the regional crisis. Farmers around the world are more concerning about the regional crisis, so they need independence. Countries are the same. I was in Abu Dhabi and Saudi several times last year. You can imagine country like Saudi Arabia, they also want food security, but 75% of the farmland in Saudi are desert. It's extremely difficult, but they also want to secure their food production. How can we solve that? I think the answer is only one: smart agriculture. Today, in the world, we are facing a lot of contradictions, but at least we have one agreement, which is smart agriculture. We have to be able to run the farm without labor ourselves. We have to utilize AI and robots and automation technology to produce food for our future. The estimation from FAO says we need to produce 60% more food by the year 2050 to be able to feed the world's population, near 9.6 billion forecast by FAO by 2050. So this is inevitable future, which we need robots and AI to help us to produce food. At XAG, we set up this landscape or blueprint from 2017. We decided to do smart agriculture in 3 separate steps. First is building digital farming infrastructure. This is very important because today in the cities, we can use our phone to order food, to Uber a car or Didi a car easily. But in farmland, if a farmer wants to purchase some farming materials, if they want to order some farming services, it's extremely hard because they don't have any digital farm maps. You don't know how big is their farm. You don't know what's the growing status of their crop. You don't know their name, their phone number. But in the city, it's so easy. So you can trust a stranger to take you home at midnight. You can trust a stranger to deliver food to you anytime you want. But in farmland, we need a digital infrastructure for digital farming. So from 2018, we start building a map system, high-definition map, and high-definition navigation technology, like the Beidou satellite system plus GPS. So in the future, all the robots and drones and tractors in the farmland can use autonomous driving, autonomous technology. You may see a lot of autonomous cars on the road now, but we believe in the next 3 to 5 years, fully autonomous tractor will be penetrated, all the tractors in the farmland will be fully autonomous because we need them, because no one wants to drive a tractor in the farm anymore. The second thing is precision farming equipment. I was attending an AI forum in Singapore yesterday. We were talking about how farmers can utilize AI, but I was saying probably before they can utilize AI or generative AI, probably they need mechanization first. They need autonomous tractors. They need drones. They need ground-based robots. So the AI have a carrier. Otherwise, if you ask a farmer to use AI to predict anything or sense some disease, there will be more anxiety because they don't have any solution or any machinery to solve those problems. They can see it now, but they cannot solve it. So producing, designing, developing more and more precision farming tools is a priority. That's why we started with crop spraying drones. Rather than designing an app to identify the disease or problem, we design drones and tractors and robots for the farmers. And today, XAG's drones are running in 70 countries and regions. And we can see with the development of drones and robots in the farmland, the AI now has a platform to play its crucial role for the future. And the third step will be the smart agriculture ecosystem. Not only the tools, but the policies, the capital investments, the readiness of our farmers. Are they ready? Today, if you do a statistics in the farmland in China, The average age of the farmers in China is 55 years old. In Japan, 63 years old. In the US, roughly around 50 years old, which means all the elder people are producing food for the younger people. Are they AI proof? Are they future proof? We need to build a new platform for them to study as well. And they want to extend their lifetime in the farmland as well. So this is our 3 steps towards smart agriculture. Today, we've been working on these technologies for 18 years now. So we are an 18 years old startup company based in Guangzhou. We have about 1,200 developers and engineers in this area. And by patent number, we are number 1 in the world for AgTec hardware and software. And today, our technology is running in 70 countries and regions. Our mission is to advance agriculture, to move agriculture into the next level. And this is our product today. It cannot solve all the problems, but we're starting from agriculture drone to solve the most difficult, tedious job of spraying chemical. And then we also have remote sensing drones to help farmers understanding the condition, the health of their crops. We are going to release the new generation of ground robots or ground vehicle in Guangzhou next month. It's a vehicle designed to help all the orchard or fruit farmers to be more efficiently manage their farms. An autopilot console. This is very important because alone in China we have 23 million tractors, traditional tractors, running by tractor drivers, and they're getting old. Running a tractor is not an easy thing because inside the tractor is extremely hot. If you open the door, it's dusty and noisy. If you close the door, cabin, it's very hot. So no young generation tractor drivers in China, all very old ones. So we designed this autopilot console to transform a traditional tractor into an autonomous tractor in China. And this system, you can buy in the US, it's roughly around 100,000 RMB. But in China, we sell this 3,000 RMB. You can turn a traditional tractor into a fully autonomous tractor. And the last one is a smart fertigation system. Watering become more and more important, especially with climate change. The traditional watering system cannot quickly react to the climate change or nature disasters. So how to help farmers make quick decisions on watering and fertilization is also a key component, key factor for their success in the farmland. So these are our current products. It cannot solve everything, but from now on, the farmers can start running a farm just like we control our home, like Xiaomi, smart home technologies. And also, starting from 2019, we start to go abroad. Japan was our first stop, and then Australia, then USA. Now, XAG products are running mostly in China, Southeast Asia, Latin America, East Europe, and North Africa. And you can see those areas are very important for the future of food production. And those areas are mostly developing countries. They are undergoing a very fast trend of urbanization and industrialization. But they need more laborers. But laborers, it's not possible to returning farmland using traditional tools. So we help them to achieve that. And we also have trained more than 160,000 licensed drone pilots. These are not pilots taking aerial photos, but to protect the crops and the farmland and saving the environment. Who are using those drones? We did a statistics in China. Sorry about this, the number, some problem with that. We found out 95% of our end users are smallholders, not big farm owners, smallholders. This is so important because when we're going to release a product, we have to make sure this product return on investment can be made in 1 year, which means if you employ someone to do the job in the farmland for 1 year, you can buy the drone. So that's why the smallholders can now afford our technology. And if we look at the age of our end users, you will see a dramatic increasing in the elder pilots. People who age beyond 50 years old are becoming more popular in our pilots because all of our drones and tractors are now controlled by the smartphone. If a farmer can use phone for WeChat, they can control the drone. They don't need to learn to be a pilot. They can just put in the order. And now with generative AI, they can even talk to the drone using a local language dialect to communicate with the drone. So more and more elder generations now drone pilots. And also from statistics, because we have more than 140,000 drones flying daily around 70 countries and regions. We have a lot of information coming back from our users and our products. Some informations are extremely useful for their business as well. I'll give you one example in China. Because we have more than 100,000 drones flying in China, they generate roughly about 200 terabytes of data. And these data are stored in our government server. We worked with Alibaba Cloud, and those data, including the geo data, the operational data, and business data. The business data, including when they spray the crops, what type of chemical they're spraying, what crop they're growing, can go to the distribution channels. For example, Hema or Alibaba or Pinduoduo, they are always looking for, or Baiguoyuan, they are always looking for good farmers with good practice. And where are the good fruits coming from? We have those information. So we can help to connect those supply chains to the farmers with good farming behavior, which means they don't spray before harvest. And those farmers can get good paid. They can get higher premium paid from the resellers. And also those data is helping us to develop better tools for them. And if we also share the data, of course, upon the willing of the farmers, to the insurance company, to the banks, to the government, they can also get better loan rates, better insurance policies, and better support from the government. Now in China, if a farmer purchases a drone from XAG, they can get 30% subsidies from the government, which means to buy a drone only costs them less than 30,000 US dollars. And the drone can make much more money for them in 1 year than that. So this is the power of data flow, the power of smart agriculture, and the power of digital agriculture. The smart agriculture not only making business benefits, but also social benefits. In the past years, we did statistics with BCG Group, Boston Consulting Group. And we found out by using these new energy drones, electricity-powered drones, the farmland away from the pollution. And because the drones never get into the farmland itself, by not crushing the crops, it saved about 22 million tons of crops over the past years, which means equals to 44 million people's food consumption yearly. And it also reduced a lot of water, a lot of chemicals, a lot of carbon emissions. So we believe by using those new energy-powered drones, tractors, and robots, the farming has become more sustainable itself. And also, the new tools are attracting young generation, next generation of farmers returning to their farmland. As I mentioned, if you're using a drone to do service to your surrounding farms in your village, you can not only just serve your own farm, but you can providing services to the surrounding farm and make more money. And this is happening worldwide. In XAG Academy, we have trained more than 130,000 young generation people to become new farmers. And it's become a sexy job in China, in Africa, in Latin America. This photo was taken in Xinjiang Autonomous Region in China, with the Chinese Muslim kids playing with our early stage drones. Our country will worry about this area because they think we cannot bring, economics or factories to the region. But the young kids are now growing up with drones, with AI, with robots. Their future, their belief is being influenced by the technology. So we believe technology is the greatest equalizer. It will connect people and bridging the gap and building our sustainable future. And this is my sharing today. Thank you very much.